Hello, hello, all of you beautiful faces. How is everybody doing today? Well, it is a gorgeous Saturday here, and it is my first day up in like 8 days. So I'm honestly not feeling that good, but I just forced myself. I just said I feel like if I don't get up today, that I'm going to be here another week. I honestly just had that feeling inside of me, and I was like, look, I'm going to push past it and get up and get a video done today. So before we get into what I got with my $100 reward card from Sephora, let's hear from the Word of God. And today I'm speaking to you from James, which is one of my favorite books of the Bible, because that book really lays the truth out there for you. And it really brings a lot of correction. And I actually like that because all of us can fall short. All of us can get off track at times. And I really love the books that, like Proverbs, that bring forth real, true, good instruction. And so it's just one of my favorites because of that. But today I am reading verses in chapter 1, verses 12 through 18. And the word says, "Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he's been approved, he will receive the crown of life which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. And when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death. Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren, for every good and perfect gift is from above, and comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of his creatures." Look, wow, when I saw that, I was like, yep, that's the one. You know, God is so good. Look, you guys, I hear people saying all the time, God is testing you. No, 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 no. We produce our own temptation. We do. By our own wicked desires. Because we do not handle what is going on up here. Look, as a man thinketh, so is he. We produce, it says, each one is tempted, and when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. And when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. Look, you guys, not everyone, how do I put this? Everyone thinks that because we're going through it, that God has planned and ordained it. No, God has to work with our free will. You guys have to remember that. He gave us free will. And not everyone knows how to deal with their thoughts. Look, dealing with your thoughts is something that you can cultivate, and it's very easy to do. But you have to learn to say, that is not from the Lord, and that is from Lord. And that's the difference between discerning the voice of a stranger and the voice of our good shepherd. There's a scripture that says that my sheep know my voice and they follow it, and the voice of a stranger they do not follow. I turn that into a personal confession, and I say it out loud. I know the voice of my good Father, and the voice of a stranger I will not follow. And let me tell you, I'm certainly not perfect at it, and I can tell in my own life when I'm waning from doing it right. And let me tell you what it produces. it produces a spending habit that is so absolutely ungodly. And that, you guys, not many people are going to come on here and tell you that, and tell you the truth. But I'm telling you, it is one thing I am changing in myself. I am recognizing the fruit of flesh and the fruit of the word. And I want the fruit of the word in my life. I don't want my desires to lead to cultivate sin and then sin to cultivate death. And it is the road you will go down if you do not learn to cultivate your own desires, to master them, to choose rightly, because it's what the word says. It's not what Pamela Ebert says. I am just the messenger, so don't shoot the messenger. If you've got a problem with what this says, then you go to my father, because he's the one that wrote it, honey, not me. But with that said, I did, with all of my spending, get 2,500 points at Sephora, and every once in a while they pop in a $100 card, and if you get in at the right time, you can get that card. Well, I was like literally not liking Sephora's rewards because of the fact that it is not easy to get there, because their reward system is not as good as Ulta. It's not. You all know it. I have barely been spending at Ulta, and I'm already almost at another $125 because I used that card to pay like my car insurance. I used that card to pay certain bills so that I get the points, and then I pay it off in full every month, and then the points just drop, and I'm like already almost at another $125 with a free product without having to spend at Ulta. So you can do it. But I did get the $100 card, and so this, I vacillated. I'm telling you, I am not happy with Sephora. And the reason being is, they sent me out, first of all, I got the card and I held it for like a month. And I talked to the manager, and I talked to 4 other people at that store mall. Yes, 4 is 4. 4 other people at the store, and told them, having personal one-on-one conversations with them, that I had a $100 card that I was saving for the sale. And not one of them told me you cannot use your $100 card in conjunction with the sale, which is completely wrong, because I could have gotten this gift like a month ago when I really wanted something new and couldn't afford to buy it. And I'm just not happy with them. Now, on top of that, I order it. So I decided I was vacillating back and forth between the Natasha Denona Gold palette, the Safari palette, and also the Sunset palette. I think they're all beautiful, but I decided to go with 2 palettes. I wanted to go with the Sephora Pro, which my friend Kendi sent me a Sephora Pro palette, which is absolutely one of my favorite palettes that I own. So I have been eyeballing the Sephora Pro Pigment palette, which is their #1 of the Sephora Pro palettes, for quite a while. These are $68, and I thought, if I can get it for free, then this is what I'm going to go with. And I had gotten this before when I did not, the #Pro palette, when I didn't think I'd like oranges, and then I returned it, and I'm loving oranges now in my eyes. So I decided to get this baby back because it's absolutely beautiful. But so I get my package, this palette's broken. I'm going to show you on this one. I'm hoping I can do it without creating a huge mess and disaster. The other one I can't. So not only do I wait over a month to spend it, but then I get my package, and it was packaged so poorly that the shadow is broken, and it's very hard to tell. I'm going to try to, it's this one right down here in the corner, this one right here. I don't want it to break all over, but the pan is broken in pieces. You can see it. So I'm sorry. You guys know it's fixable, but if I'm getting something brand new, I want it in perfect condition. I don't want to have to fix it, and I shouldn't have to do it. And because of the sale, they are being so chintzy on their packaging I couldn't believe this is the heaviest palette they sell in their store, and they sent it with bubble wrap on the bottom, and that's it. Not even wrapped, nothing wrapped. And so I call, they send me out another one. Well, I am not kidding. I'm on the phone with them. The second palette arrives broken. Worse than the first. So I'm not even going to open that palette because of it. I don't want it all over my desk. I don't want it everywhere. So I'm on the phone with the guy, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this is the second palette and it came broken, and there is no bubble wrap in it. Well, at the very time I'm talking to him, 2 more boxes from Sephora arrive. One order, but came in 2 boxes. One was a gift for Savannah, and one was something I had gotten for myself with with my gift for myself. And I'll show you that in another video, but it's this, the Moschino and Sephora computer palette. Well, I pick up this massive box and I go, here's 2 boxes. Listen, can you, I have them on speakerphone, and I shake him and he's like, oh, like the guy was like, oh my gosh, he's all, there is no packaging in those. And I go, I'll send you the picture of the boxes. And he goes, and I said, I'll open them. I'll tell you exactly what the orders are, so you know I'm being honest with you, that I'm not shaking an Ulta box or something in front of you. I'll send you pictures proving it, whatever you want. And he's like, okay. But he's all, I believe you. So I open it up, and you better believe that palette's broken as well. Oh my gosh. So now, then I take the gift that's the one that's got Savannah's package, and I go, let's hear this one. I shake it, and it just rattles back and forth. And the guy's like, I am so sorry. Now, honestly, look, they're sending my palette again to me. Now, this is going to be the 3rd Sephora Pro palette they have to send to me. The first one has to be returned. And I said to him, I go, look, I'm not going through all this with you guys. I've been in bed 8 days now. I barely am getting out of bed, and I am not spending my one good day to come return this to you or package up a bunch of stuff to ship back to you. And one of them is just, I mean, it's just ruined. So I'm like, this is baloney. So long story short, they refund my money on the Moschino palette, because I'm like, I'm not even taking a chance, because it's so huge that they're going to ship me out another one, and that it's going to arrive because of the sale. I would rather wait and go in store and get the sale and pick it up and walk out it with my hot little hands. But my Violet Voss palette did arrive in one piece, because this comes packaged very well, which the Sephora Pro palette doesn't. It should have bubble wrap inside the box and outside the box, because that palette weighs like 3 pounds at least, I would say. And they should know their own product at Sephora. But this is absolutely a stunningly gorgeous palette. It truly is. I'm still shocked that I let it go, but I just wasn't branching out at the time that I first got this, and I just honestly didn't think the oranges were going to love, but now these colors here are like my favorite colors to use, and I always love purples and pinks, so I just decided, well, I'm going to get it. And I'm sorry, you just cannot go wrong with the Violet Voss palette. I think I've only gotten one palette, and it was one of the little fun size palettes that I've ever had a problem with. And so these were like my free things, but now I still don't have my Sephora Pro palette, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. But I'm telling you, please, if you guys who have channels get something like this during this Sephora sale, please yank their covers on your channels, because they need to know that it is not right for them to ship out our stuff, that whether we earn it or whatever, in poor packaging. And I've never, honestly, I don't get poor packaging from Sephora. Even during my sales before, I've never gotten it, but this time they're really being chintzy. And so I'm just wondering if anyone else, leave me a comment down below if anyone else has experienced it too. But that's what I got, and I'm still waiting on my Sephora Pro, and when it comes, I'll let you guys know if it was broken too. But I love you guys. I hope you're having an amazing weekend, and we'll talk really soon. Have an amazing time. I pray that God keeps you safe in this crazy world we live in. Bye.